Okay, so Alex and I have been training today, just practicing some different scenarios, and we've seen some things online that we wanted to test and see how they worked out. So we're going to share with you just a few of the things that we've learned. So one of the scenarios we've been exploring is when you're in somebody's guard and you're doing ground and pound. We've been playing with using the hammer fists, trying different things. So one of the ideas is to knock his guards down to try to get at the head, coming back around. Boom.
I think part of it is based on if I'm sitting back versus sitting up. I mean, traditionally we want to sit up a little bit because we're coming in here. We want to really feed it in and get those hands open. Now he's got an excellent guard here, but what that excellent guard does when I'm coming in with this hammer fist is exposes this nice long floating rib and everything else for that hammer fist to come in, or the hook or something else, right? Now, because we're playing with hammer fists right now, I kind of like the idea of coming in with these hammer fists and working the head. You can see.
You gotta watch out about getting too low, hey?
Yeah.
Because we were finding that if this guy can pull you down, into this, even maybe end up swimming in on you possibly, but at least pulling you down to where he's, got you at close range that you're not able to effectively strike as you were, then you're in trouble. He could potentially, like we ended up, getting arm guards going or arm bars going in different triangles and this and that. So you got to watch out about getting too low on this guy.
If I overextend, because I'm coming in here, I'm giving up that whole arm, and Ryan here can do just about anything. He can scooch in, he can grab my head.
Do a torque like this, and yeah, they're in trouble.
However, if I sit back a little bit, right, I have an excellent kind of working here, but I'm giving him distance to be able to throw punches. But again, you can kind of keep this nice and tight. I got to kind of give my arm if I'm trying to trap that a little bit.
Yeah.
But working.
So, that's a good one.
But it doesn't take much, as you can see, to kind of like come in, hammer fist it down. I got an excellent kind of position here. He can kind of work on that, but right here, the ribs, the head, whatever it is, and I'm kind of staying scooched back here. If I'm up, off my heels like that, it makes it a lot easier for Ryan to roll me, pull me, push me, grab my hips, do whatever he wants. I'm a fan of kind of moving back, up, down.
Trap. Oh, that's good.
So that's why I'm a fan of going up and down, right? Like, cause
yeah. Well, no. Basically, with ground and pound, though, if you're sitting back on your heels and you're sitting up, this is a really good position for ground and pound, because even if he's throwing punches, he's far enough away that it's going to be hard for him to do too much damage to you. This is the good thing about, this is the weird thing about ground and pound, is because you're in the position where you can come down on him and come right back up really easy, hey?
Boom. Beauty.
That's gonna hurt. Definitely catching those arms is a good thing, hey? Whether you're just hammer fisting them out to go into the rib,
Yeah. And again, kind of going in, if you manage to pull in and do the trap.
Yeah, if I'm trapped, then I'm in trouble.
I love the head. I'm always a fan of the head here. And even just this little bit is probably pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And that's not even really, I mean, that's just me wrapping the back of Ryan's head, essentially.
Right. Okay, we were playing with this defense against an elbow from the bottom, and we discovered a nice little head torque that could be used. So the technique we were playing with, Alex is coming in with the elbow. He's using the fence to guard against that elbow, then coming in with a hammer fist from the hand that's on the back of the head, and he's in position here where I can lock around and basically get a like a rear naked choke, but on the side, positioned on the side of his head, just under his chin, and squeeze, and it doesn't feel comfortable at all.
No. That is not a comfortable technique.
You want to try it?
Yeah. Sure. So again, we're going to do it from the guard. Nice and simple. We're locked in.
Yeah, I'm gonna rain an elbow down on him.
Boom. I got a good protection here. I mean, it's not going to slide through both my hands, and it sets this up perfectly for that hammer fist. Boom, right across the side of the head.
I'm stunned at that. So here's another thing we discovered with the technique. If I'm pulling out of this head wrap, elbow coming around, collarbone, and wrap into the guillotine. No.
Oh, okay.
Still.
I didn't have my full.
We get the idea.
Let's go for a second.
All right, so start with the head wrap. I'm pushing out, and one of the things we figured out when I'm pushing out is to hold the head like as if you're trying to resist it, and then you let it go all of a sudden, and my head pops up. Really good positioning for the elbow. The other elbow comes around for the collarbone, slam, and then you're in position for the guillotine. Or at least a crank that doesn't feel very good. But it depends on the body size, because something about me and my skinny neck is easier to actually get a full guillotine on. But if I'm doing the same technique to Alex, go pop, come around, bang, and then I try for the guillotine, I got problems. His body and his neck are just too, I gotta like really try to dig in there to get, and it just isn't working. Okay, so we were working on another scenario where we were imagining that somebody's like myself, I'm in between two different attackers. You don't want to be here, right? You want to get one of these guys on the other side of you, between you and the other guy, right? So one of the techniques we were working on for doing that is to knock the defending arm out of the way, come under, grab, and you can position him now. You've got a lot of control to move him into the path of whatever's coming from behind. But you don't want to stay here. You don't want to keep controlling him, very long. You're in a really good position to just drop him down and stomp the solar plexus. Stomp really hard. And he'll pretty much be done with that. But then, in addition, and we had some debate whether or not this is even going to work, right? In addition, you could knock this arm, come around here, you've already got kind of a little bit of control being under his armpit like this. When you come around to grab, you could hook that jaw and then grab, roll him in front of the oncoming opponent, drop down, stomp, come into the other guy. I don't know, what do you think, Alex?
I think the punch would be effective. I just don't know if in the heat of the moment I would necessarily use it. I like the whole entrance here, where it's a hammer fist. You're exposing this whole forearm, or this tricep, elbow, that whole thing, and you're coming in, and it's not just like a push, but it's actually going to be a strike, and coming in for the wrap. So like, yeah, I can reposition, or I can just throw them into it, or what I like to do, take a nice big circular step backwards, throw them backwards, stomp them, and I'm already facing my new opponent. So he's out, right? Boom. I know where he's going to land. I choose where he's going to fall.
Right.
There's that bit of there's a bit of compression before you throw them, which makes it really uncomfortable on the lower spine if you want. So just kind of a boom, boom, boom here. But just drop your weight a little bit. I'm not going to do it to you. Okay. But like drop your weight a little bit and then a little torque like that. So all at once, and then like I said, you're already facing him, and that's going to take him out. I mean, maybe not for the fight, probably for the fight, but if you're not taking him out for the fight, then at least you'll have time to deal with our friend anyway.
That's right. And we have noticed some guys do a similar technique where they're coming like under just the same way. When they're grabbing this, they're putting this elbow up, their elbow on this side up, and really that's all it takes for Alex to put his hand down. We've seen some videos where guys will have their hand positioned like this and the elbow up as the guard. Instead of using him as the guard, which I should be using, his face is the guard against any strikes over here. I'm using my elbow as the guard, but there's different problems with that. For one, why am I going to expose myself to this other guy at all when I got somebody in my hands to use as a target? The other is what Alex just pointed out. Go ahead. Oh, I can't control him dropping his arm.
And it's almost like I can trap him here.
Yeah,
if I step back,
my arm is trapped now, and I'm in trouble. As we're working on different scenarios and techniques, a lot of times we're using our Keysi-inspired pensador to block ourselves. Say if we're punching and stuff, we're using that Keysi-inspired pensador. Now, if I'm coming in with a strike and Alex is blocking with his pensador, he's already pretty much, what do you call it when you're loaded up for a strike against me, for a retaliation. It's already on one side. He can strike out with whatever he wants to use. Right? He's already positioned with his block to come ahead from that angle. What we see some guys doing in videos that doesn't seem to make sense to us is, say I'm already loaded on this side with the block. What would make sense is I'm in position to shoot that down like that. But some guys from here will come all the way around and come load from the other side. Okay? They're already blocking here, but then we'll shoot this around and come there. It's like an extra move that you really don't need. Right? You might as well shoot from the already loaded position.
I mean, granted, it might not be as strong, right, from coming around and giving that huge big body motion, but giving that extra strike in there gives you time to load it up for that next big one that can be a big haymaker, right. They don't all have to be knockout punches, but when somebody's getting hit in the head, they're too busy worried about getting hit in the head than they are about punching you back, right?
Yeah, it just seems like an extra movement in there that you really.
I'm a fan of kind of, once it's here, I'm a little bit low, he's on top of my arm, so I'm probably going to come over with either a cross, right? Or I might try and just pull him straight in for a knee, something. I mean, he's here. He's already, why would I let this go?
Right.
Okay, push it away, come up here, hammer fist it. I mean, even that, at least I'm doing something versus trying to push over here, then come back, and then come back again.
Right. The extra loading just doesn't seem to make a lot of sense.